Diddly dongly do, it's Ishingloo, and it's time for us to go to Huizhou. Are you ready? Yay! Sean, are you ready? Sean's ready to go. Let's go. Okay, let's get down into the metro. We're gonna take it to Xiping stop, and then we are going to hop on a train from there to go to Huizhou. We're in Dongguan. We gotta go to Xiping. Slight correction, it's not a metro line that goes to Huizhou, it's a railway station accessible without leaving the metro, which is super convenient. I've done that before where I've transferred from a metro to a rail, leaving the building and walking across an entire field just to get there. This is super convenient. It's literally in the next room over. It's like I'm not leaving the metro. China can be so convenient sometimes if you're a Chinese person with an ID card, because you just take your ID card, you can just go up to a machine and buy a ticket from there, but I had to trouble somebody to go sit at a computer behind a counter to process my passport manually. Looks like we're riding the entire line. This line is super long and it's going to take us a while to get there. I think this whole line is underground, so I don't think there's going to be any cool views that I can show you. I guess I'll just bring you back either when I'm in Huizhou or if I see anything interesting. We still got some ways to go, but we aren't underground anymore. We're here. Westlake is behind me, but we're gonna go get some food first, and then we'll come back. I lied. This is called Fenghu, not Shihu. Okay, I was wrong. We're in Shihu. It's just that Shihu is actually like 5 lakes. We have Pinghu, Fenghu, Ehu, Nanhu. What's that top one? Yinhu. And then here's the East River, Dongguan. Now that I'm in my hotel room, I want to share with you guys some of my first impressions of Huizhou. The first one that strikes me immediately is how well kept the city is. Dongguan's a nice city, but it really seems like Dongguan is a city that tried really, really hard to grow as fast as possible. And because of that, there are a lot of remnants of construction just kind of lying around everywhere. But Huizhou is very, very methodical. The way that they've been developing the city, very clean. You know, the first place we went that you saw in the montage there was Shihu, Westlake. It's probably the most popular destination in Huizhou. Huizhou, it's really well kept. It's a collection of 5 or so lakes connected by bridges, or separated rather, by bridges and islands, and it's so well kept. I mean, the water is really clean, well, relatively at least. The architecture is well kept up. They maintain the foliage and everything, so it's just a very, very nice place. They do a great job with that. That's something that Dongguan could really, really stand to improve on a little bit. Even though Dongguan does have nice lake, Songshan Lake, it's kind of let itself go in the past few years. It's not as nice as it used to be. Not to say that it's not nice, but Huizhou really, really prioritizes keeping the city neat. That kind of ties into the next thing I want to say. Huizhou is not very dense. It's still a big city. I mean, Chinese cities are bigger than in the West, bigger than LA in terms of population. You get a sense in Huizhou that the infrastructure isn't being strained by the amount of people, which is definitely a feeling that you'll get in ultra-dense cities like Hong Kong or Shenzhen or even Dongguan. By Western standards, is extremely dense. So you get all of this traffic congestion and everything. With Huizhou, you don't get that. It's just very nice. You get a feeling that it's very open. I'm showing you some shots right now of Chaojingmen, which is an old city gate. Dongguan has that too in a district called Guangchang, but that city gate is much smaller and it's not connected to the sidewalks. It's just kind of sitting out in the middle of a road like a big traffic hazard. So Huizhou definitely has done a better job of keeping the old looking nice than Dongguan. After we went to Chaojingmen, we crossed this big bridge that crosses the Dongjiang, the East River, and we crossed into a new district, and I think we ended up in like the businessy area. It wasn't historical on that side. It was just a bunch of tall office buildings, big developments. We had to go to a place called Huamao Guangchang. Hua meaning China, Mao meaning commerce, and it kind of gets translated into China World Place. On the way there, we went through this street. Could have fooled me. I seriously didn't feel like I was in China anymore. I saw something that you don't usually see in China. Architecture that isn't just functional, designed to make you feel good. Gas lamp style streetlights, you know, even though they were obviously electric, there were only a couple of other places that I've experienced in China so far that have made me feel that way. Zhujiang Xincheng, Zhujiang Newtown in Guangzhou, or some parts of Xiamen in Fujian province. Huizhou, by Chinese standards, is not a big city, was not even near the top of my list for places I would expect to find something like that. I really, really felt like I was in the West when I was walking down this street. And once I got to Huamao Guangchang, I was greeted by a very Rockefeller Center-esque open plaza with buildings surrounding an area with a working fountain, which is a huge deal. Believe it or not, there's a working fountain because usually Dongguan is a great example of this. There are so many architecturally ambitious real estate developments in Dongguan that you can tell were amazing when they were new, but they're not new anymore and they're kind of old. So you have all of these really fancy like Greco-Roman fountains that aren't functioning and have all of this like grout. It's kind of sad. It kind of looks like a ghost town the whole time. But here I saw, you know, a fully functioning, architecturally ambitious square. I just really have positive impressions about this city. Well, we're gonna plan to do something cool tomorrow, but I've got one more thing to say. Huizhou is spaced out very differently from Dongguan. After we met Era's friend from elementary school, we took a ride in her car as she was driving us around the city to show us the sights. She was taking us around the different areas tourists to Huizhou ought to go try out. One thing that really struck me was how close together the touristy areas were and how far apart the everyday life things were. I feel like to live my everyday life in Huizhou without a car or a bike, I would have to walk 3 times as far. It was a weird feeling where the city, it's kind of like a weird bizarro version of Dongguan. And it's weird because I've been to many other cities in China and I've never gotten the feeling that it's like almost Dongguan. Huizhou gave me that feeling, where everything is close, but it's not quite the same. What we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna go out and just hang out. I'm not gonna take any more videos. I'm just gonna sign off for the night, and I'll come back to you guys tomorrow morning. We're going to go to, I believe, Honghua Red Flower Lake. It's like got an 18-kilometer track around it, and we're gonna walk or bike. We'll see. All right? So, good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning! Something very embarrassing happened. We went to this restaurant behind us, Xiongji, and we ordered a bunch of food, but then her friend invited us to go have some dim sum. So we had to pack it, and we're gonna go have some dim sum. we're in Dongguan, and I'm in a place called Yuan, which is Old Home Park. There's a cool rest stop behind me for people who are hiking around the lake. There's some Ariana Grande playing, so I'm trying to distance myself so I don't get in trouble. I might have to like not use the audio from this at all and overlay my voice on top of it. How funny would that be? Anyway, this place is pretty cool. Yuan, you've got like a, this is very interesting. There's a face in the door. It's a little creepy. Hey! Actually, I don't know who that is. Probably someone important. Oh man, more Ariana Grande. We gotta stop the video before I get copyright struck. It's gonna start raining. I don't know if I wanna keep on walking because there's a big dam on this lake that I want to hit, but it looks like it's about to start raining. Look up at the sky. Oh, it's not looking so nice. Oh my gosh, the rain.
I kind of enjoy it.
It started raining and luckily we found a little car to take us back. The rain is really pouring. Well, that's as far as the driver's gonna take us, so we're gonna go wait here in the store until the rain lets off a little, and then we'll walk the rest of the way. After the rain and after the bus ride, we made it to Huizhou. This is a big shopping center area in Huizhou. We kind of just sat down, walked around in malls for a bit because we were kind of done with being outside after the rain. What we're going to do now is we are going to head back to the train station and catch a ride back to Dongguan. But I think there will be more stops along the way, so I'll show you if we're very tired. We just crossed the street and we're gonna go inside Digital Street, which I can only assume has digital stuff, but who knows? I have no idea what I'll see inside. There's nothing digital about this place. Jewelry shops and clothes shops, a KFC. Let's go up the escalator to see if we can find any digital things in Digital Street. There's nothing digital here. There's a big shoe showroom downstairs and it's just a bunch of clothes shops. We've got one more floor and it's looking promising. Well, I guess this is a step in the right direction. We can play Outrun. It's like my favorite arcade game ever. Digital Street is not digital. It's just a miniature Dongguan shopping plaza. Dongguan is a big giant shopping plaza in Shenzhen and it's full of buildings that have these like small time shops like these. Finally an escape from the not digital street. The pictures on the walls should have given it away that this was not an electronics market. But that's okay. This whole street's really pretty. It's got all of these different shops and stuff. It's kind of like a walking street. We're just gonna keep going. I remember mentioning this about Huizhou last night in the hotel room. There's just something about Huizhou's urban planners that I'll have to show you Dongguan later. But the thing with Dongguan is Dongguan has a lot of small spaces and a lot of very big spaces. Huizhou has a ton of medium-sized spaces. So you don't feel too crowded ever and you never feel too exposed. It's just a comfortable city with a nice energy, a nice vibrancy, and it really seems like they weren't in a rush to grow. So people actually put a bit of thought into how they planned out the city. I love the way it feels. And I know that it's also a bit of because I'm new to the city and this is my first time, so I'm kind of floored with it. I'm in a bit of a honeymoon phase with Huizhou. The sun's about to set and we are walking back to the metro to go back to Dongguan. I just want to point out this tree here. This tree is trying so hard to get into the water. Look at the leanage on this tree. Now this tree was going to succeed, but foiled again by the incredibly subtle parks department. we're back to where we started yesterday. Let's go home. And then my phone died. I really hope it doesn't become a common theme. Here I am 2 days later, back in Dongguan, a city that I do love despite the way I made it look in the video. I was a little bit rough on Dongguan, and I'm realizing this as I'm editing the video right now. Everything I said about Huizhou still stands, but there's one thing that Dongguan has over Huizhou. You know, this whole time I've been comparing Dongguan to first-tier cities like Guangzhou and Shenzhen and Beijing and Shanghai, and I've been saying Dongguan is a bit of a sleepy city, but compared to Huizhou, that is absolutely not true. Huizhou is super duper sleepy, and I know that there are areas of Huizhou that light up at night, but it's not like Dongguan. There are parts of Dongguan that are way more exciting than Huizhou at night, and Huizhou is not a place where you want to be out at 11 p.m. At least not the areas I was in, because it was dead. There was like one cool big Chinese restaurant with porridge and noodles and... well, that was kind of it. I didn't get any videos because that was the first night after the hotel. I said I wouldn't take any more videos, but it's okay. Huizhou's not bad. Dongguan's not bad either. I love both of these cities, and I can't wait to go back to Huizhou. I can't wait to do more exploring. I can't wait to go to Guangzhou next week because I am participating in a very special training with my company, and I'm excited to get some footage of Guangzhou as well because I haven't shown you Guangzhou yet. So, diddly dongly do. This was Ishingloo, and if you liked it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love you so much. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!